Good afternoon and welcome to the Happy Half Hour. I'm Leigh Kubin.
I'm Sandra Priestley. Welcome to the podcast and happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
I am like, as soon as you hit record, I just got super excited for this call.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be so much fun.
Magical days have been around us.
I know. I can't wait to share.
Mm-hmm.
First things first, I am drinking. Okay. I am drinking this out of a can, and it's a mocktail. It's Olay. I feel like I talked about this before, this brand before, but I was
That
drinking
sounds familiar.
I was drinking a Paloma. There's three different flavors. One's a margarita, one is a Paloma, and this one is the mango mocktail. It's a chili mango mocktail.
Oh, yeah. You have done this before. I've seen this. Yeah.
Yes. And it is like ridiculously tasty. It's sort of, yeah.
Looks like a little white wine.
It does.
Yes.
What are you
Well, I am drinking a Casa Azul.
Oh.
It is a grapefruit tequila soda.
Oh, in a can.
In a can. We're in cans today. It seems like a great day for a tequila soda.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had such an amazing week. You know what it's like? You just have the best week ever, and I think we talked about this before, but like you just don't want the day to end.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like the day that I've
Yeah.
had, It's like,
Mm-hmm.
just
When it's a bad day, it's like, I'm just ready to go to bed.
yeah.
Like, I want to wake up when this is over. Sandra, I don't know what we unleashed when we redid the pool, but I'm telling you, it was like, boom, immediate. And I'm not complaining at all. I'm super grateful, but magic has been happening every single day. Some form of magic. And I'm just like, of course it's happening this way. Earlier this week, I'm sitting in my office and the doc sends for me and wants me to talk to a patient. And so I go in there to meet her, and her name is Esther.
Aw, I love it.
And it did something to my heart when she said, my name is Esther. And then later she reminded me, my name is Esther. And I wanted to go, lady, I will never, ever forget your name. But
Esther
I
Hicks.
didn't. Right.
Yeah,
What's your last name? It is
yeah.
not Hicks. But it reminded, it made me feel like it was a little message from the universe. We're here.
Yeah.
And anyway, I get her and her husband signed up and ready to go, and lovely, lovely people. So I go to text Paul and I said, honey, I just got a new client and her name is Esther. And so he responds back with, aw. And then I go to get my hypnotherapy patient that's out there waiting for me. And she walks in with a bouquet of roses and just hands them to me. And I said, these are beautiful. What is this for? And she said, thank you for all the help that you have given me change my life. Like,
Oh,
this has been life-changing for me. And another gratitude moment. We do her session. She leaves. I get them in a vase, put them in my office, take a picture, send them to Paul. I was just in that everything that was happening that I was grateful for, I was just announcing. And it happened like that all day. There were little things that happened that were, with people and opportunities that opened up, but it was just one thing after another. And then I have this hypnotherapy consultation that has come in, and I go out there to meet her, and I open up the door, and this woman is sitting out there and her eyes just sparkled, and you could tell she was excited to be there. And I'm in the vortex. So I'm like, come play, come play.
Yeah.
And we had this magical moment of her intake and getting to know her. We connected immediately because, if you're in the vortex and they're not, sometimes you have to pull yourself back because you come off completely different, almost as
Yeah.
too much because you are
Too much.
so far away from where they're at. Well, we were right there together.
I
So
love it.
it's been like that all week, Sandra. It is just for the last 7, 8 days, it has just been miracle after not miracle, but kind of a
Yeah.
miracle. I mean, magic moment after magic moment, little and huge.
And what I love about your story was that you weren't just thankful for the clients. There was more to it. Like you were grateful for the client with the sparkle in her eyes. You were grateful not only for the roses, but like the compliment that came with it.
Mhm,
You were not only grateful for another client, but her name was Esther. Like
mhm.
you saw the magic in every moment and you were grateful for the magic in every moment and you acknowledged it publicly by
Yeah.
telling your husband.
Mhm. Yep.
Sometimes it's not even about what they say back. It's just like,
Mm.
ah, thank you, universe. Here, Paul, guess what happened to me?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
guess how cool this is.
But it's also the feeling that is
Hmm.
associated with it because
Yeah.
all week I've been in this loop of just like I was in my apartment when I was single, when I was alone, and I was pregnant with Logan.
Yeah.
And and finding things to be like to feel so grateful for in that moment, even though I didn't have anything.
Yeah.
And it was that same,
You were grateful for like a roof over your head and the like one fork and one spoon or two forks and two
yeah,
spoons,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah. The
Hmm.
bus that I got to take to work.
Yeah.
And looking back on it, it would be hard to be grateful for that stuff right now. But at the time, I was grateful for everything. And the more
Mhm.
gratitude I had, the more I had to be grateful for. And that's what it's been like. It is, and it's not why I do it, but I recognize the feeling. And it feels like maybe it's the manifestation. That is where it
Mhm.
comes from. Because just looking and saying, I want this, without the feeling of it, I
Yeah.
don't know that it comes.
I agree. I think there's so much more than just the statement. It's the embodiment. It's
Yeah.
this just being so damn happy and just grateful and blissful and enjoying where you're at.
Hmm.
Like whenever I've manifested the amazing things, the huge things, the miracles, the things that like never ever should ever make sense for me to manifest as quickly or as largely, it's always gratitude, surrender, and fun. It's always, it's this like, I'm okay. I'm grateful for what I have. And I surrender to what could happen. And I'm surrendering to not control the situation,
Right.
you know, surrendering the control. I'm like allowing the universe to come through for me. And then
Yeah.
I'm having fun in the process and finding the like little glimmers, like the name Esther and the
Yeah.
spark in her eyes and like just this like the ease and flow and alignment kind of magic. It's
Right
magic.
place, right time.
Yeah.
And I didn't make anything thing that has transpired this last week happened. So I just let go and said, do your thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I had that conversation. I have about other things,
Mm-hmm.
but it's been
I know.
wild to
I know.
watch.
I was walking outside, and in the front of my house, right outside of my porch, in the front, in the
Journey area.
journey life path area, I have this barberry bush. It was beautiful. It's got the dark purple leaves. I just loved it, like just like a deep, deep, almost black. And this sucker was dead. I was trying to believe that it wasn't. I was like, I thought it was just sleeping, sometimes they come out later, but no, it was dead. And I was just kind of ignoring it and ignoring it. And then all of a sudden, one day, I looked at it and went, okay, it is not coming back,
Yeah.
A. And B, this is in my journey area. Where in the fuck am I going? Nowhere good. I got the hedge trimmers kind of, and I started going to town on this spiky asshole of a bush because they hurt. And I'm like trimming it and trimming it and trimming it and trimming it. I took it away. I said to Gam, I got rid of that bush. And he said, well, yeah, it's about time it was dead. Mm-hmm. And I said, it was in our journey life path area. And he just goes, oh, why was I holding back?
Yeah.
From that point on, from the time I just trimmed it, it's not even dug out, like I can't get the roots out yet. From that point on, my whole life path, journey, career feels like it shifted in the best way possible. All of a sudden, I've got opportunities. I have had 7 new people book calls with me in this next, like just in the last few days. Have been.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have had people, I mean, of course, I'm always going to do feng shui. I do feng shui in everything because our environment speaks to us.
Yeah.
Like full stop. That's it.
Yep.
But one of the things that I've done in the past is like I will give people clarity calls. So a whole hour with me, I listen, use my intuition and help them remove the wall that's holding them back.
Yeah.
I've done this. Like, why am I not selling these things? Well, because they're secret. I only do them very rarely. And then all of a sudden, it was like this obvious. It was obvious, like my shrub was dead obvious.
Yeah. Right in front of you.
It's right in front of me. This is so ridiculous. I can help women in an hour. Get them unstuck. Why have I not been doing this?
Because you couldn't see it.
No.
It was sitting right there and you couldn't see it. It's always sitting right there.
Always is.
And the story we're telling is keeping us from identifying it. Because we think it's not there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And honestly, what was also interesting to me this week was I'm in this women's networking group. I somehow, I just didn't want to go on this Wednesday. I did not want to go. I was like, when you take a dog for a walk in the rain and they don't want to go and they just like sit down and dig their heels in, I might as well have been that dog. Like, I did not want to go. Everything was saying no. And then I got an email, and the content that we were going to talk about was so damn interesting to me. And it was something that I really, really wanted to look at. And it was referral strategies.
Oh.
Because I don't love to show up online all the time, all day long, every day.
Yeah.
So referral strategies, and I'm like, damn it. Okay, I didn't want to go. I felt the resistance, and God / the universe / Esther says, move your fucking ass and go to this thing.
Yeah. You
So I
say
went.
this is what you want.
Yeah. Here it is. Silver platter. Open
Yeah.
up your eyes. Quit
Yeah.
being a.
Mhm.
So then I go, I get to speak, and 5 people book calls with me. How the fuck did that even happen? I don't even know. I didn't even really talk about what I was doing. I was still talking about, resistance and all the things,
Yeah. Yeah.
feng shui. So then the next day, I get a reminder that I am supposed to be on this mastermind call. And I'm like, how did I even get here? I don't even remember signing up for this. I
Yeah.
don't know who the person is. Why am I getting this email? How did I get here? And it was the dog again. And it was pouring rain,
Mm,
digging my heels in, resistance. I do not want to go.
yeah.
It's not going to be fun. I need to get the fuck away from this group. Who invited me?
Who sucked me into this?
Right? And like, what
Tricksters.
do I do when I'm sleepwalking? Anyway, I get on this call. We do a meditation. I now remembered because it was this chick that was doing the meditation that invited me. So
Okay.
she goes up, she does the meditation, and it is the most wonderful meditation where we release everything, we connect to, like, we ground ourselves, and then we see our future self and we talk to her. I asked her,
Oh,
what do we call ourselves? What is my title? Because you know how I'm like, am I a feng shui coach? Am I an alignment coach? Am I a success coach? Am I a resistance coach? Am I a clarity coach? What the fuck kind of coach am I? You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I could see her and I could feel her, and she was confident, and she was sitting in this chair on Zoom. And it was just like power. It just felt like power, like internal power, not
Yeah.
power anyone else, but like
Correct.
power
Yeah.
within
Your own. Yeah.
my own power.
Mhm.
And she said, if you have any questions for your next level self, like this is yourself on a different quantum
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
What do you have to ask her? And I said, okay, what do we call ourselves? She's, oh, we're an intuitive life and business coach. And I went, shit. I have been resisting using the word intuitive, but that is what I am.
Mhm.
I mean, I can take all of the certifications that I want, but I listen to my psychic
Yeah.
gift.
For sure.
My sign is 70% intuition.
Mhm.
And so I thought, okay, I guess I got to listen to that. So then I announced, well, this is what happened on my call. This is what I am. This is what I do. This is how I've helped people. I've helped 3 women make multi-million dollars. One woman, 30 million. So I guess this is what I am. That's what I did. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Then I broke into this meeting with 2 women who are the coolest, the most powerful women. I mean, we had the best conversation. It was, and just led from one person to another person to 2 more calls to another, like to LinkedIn. I mean, it just, every single thing seemed to just be compounding on one, like on each other.
Yeah.
But interesting to me was that the magic for me was in recognizing that when I feel the resistance, it's almost like a sign of, if you can push through this, the magic's on the other side.
Yeah.
Now, keeping in mind, I mean, sometimes it just feels like easy flow and you just kind of like go with the flow, right? Like that's beautiful. But the thing that holds me back is fear of success. But yet I want success.
Yeah.
I'm going to feel resistance to anything that would lead me to more success. So now it's like,
Mm,
it's my thing to break. But if I feel resistance in any sort of way, I just move.
yeah.
That's been my thing for the last, well, 3 days.
Hmm.
When I feel the resistance, I move.
Well, it's like we have to balance that, right? Because there are times our inner being is going, stay the fuck away
Yeah.
from there.
Yeah.
However, that's more, you can feel that. It's almost like it's not like the dog
Not,
not wanting to go outside. It's like that is not safe. That, yeah. But it's knowing
it's
the difference.
it's knowing the difference. And I can feel it. It feels
Yeah.
like the resistance to me is like, this is too much work. If I feel this resistance of this is too much work, I swear to you, because I've been burnt out so many, like I've burnt myself out so much by
Yeah.
working so many hours and so hard and taking on too much, never saying no and having really shitty boundaries.
Hmm.
And so it's like a little T trauma that I have that says, oh, whoa, 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 you don't want to be too busy. If you're too busy, maybe you should just take a nap. If you're too busy, you could burn out.
Hmm.
But I mean, I have better boundaries now in my own business. I can create my own
Yeah.
schedule.
Yeah.
And so that
And it's
resist.
energizing.
Oh, as soon as I got on the call, it was like, whoa, this is fun. Like you
Mhm.
can tell right away. Like
Yeah.
5 minutes in, it was like,
Yeah.
shit, did I resist this?
Hmm.
But it's almost like this, if it's business wise and it's a feeling of that's going to be too much work, I'm not going to do it. It's like, get over your shit.
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
but that's been my thing just recently, like the last few days. And it's a pain in the ass. I would rather feel alignment and ease. I'm like, oh, this feels easy.
Yeah.
Let's do
But
it. That'd
you
be
got to
great.
think this is your contrast.
It's totally my
And
contrast.
this is here and happening so that you can learn from it
Yeah.
and help others with it and
Mhm.
do that by leading by example
Yeah.
and saying, this is how I felt, but I did it anyway.
Yeah.
And it led
Well,
to this and this and this.
I think I said in a previous episode, like a few months ago, that I was listening to a luxury business coach, Melanie Ann Lair, one day, and she said what has really worked for her was if
Mhm.
she got like an internal voice, almost like something said, "Do this." If she didn't do it, she convinced herself it was bad luck.
Yes.
Now, I don't believe in bad luck. I try to, you taught me that. Like, be careful of what you focus on. What you make it mean is what it means.
Yeah.
But for her, it was like almost like the trick or the thing that got her to take action.
Yeah.
So like, she was just about to go live, and then she said, she heard take a shower. And she was arguing with herself in her mind. Like, and it's almost like this divine message of like, go take a shower.
Yeah.
And so she did, and she got this amazing download. But what she said, which was more interesting to me than anything, was the fact that she had to do it, or because she believed that it was bad luck if she didn't.
Mhm.
Now
And if
I was
we
on
believe something is bad for us, it
it will,
is.
yeah. But also, if I believe that pushing through that resistance is good for me,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
It
would like
is.
get on those fucking calls, right? Like I'm
Mhm.
gonna attend the masterminds and I'm gonna show the fuck up because
And
I
meet
know.
new people.
Mhm. Yeah. Like
That's amazing.
it was just a mastermind call. It was just a networking call. Like it wasn't anything that would have been, it was just my time. But what it brought me was so much more.
It wasn't just a mastermind call. And
No.
that's what we do is we go, it's just this. It's just, I mean, a trip to the grocery store can be life-changing
Totally.
because you don't know who you're going to bump into, who
Yeah.
you're going to reconnect with, what is going to spark you to call somebody you've been needing to call. Like, you just don't know. When you get those little nudges,
Mhm.
it is for a reason.
Yeah.
And when we get curious, like kids, and
Yeah.
go, oh, well, what does this mean? I
Mhm.
wonder what's going to be at the grocery store.
Yeah.
We are delighted when we walk in and see it because we know it. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah. I was listening to someone talk, and she said, she's a manifestation coach or something. And she said, complaining wires your brain for failure. So
Mm,
stop.
yeah,
And I went, shit, isn't that true?
yeah, yeah.
Like complaining just wires us to look for things that give
Oh, look
evidence.
for all the shit.
We only want.
I I have a weight loss patient and I've seen her on and off since 2020. So we met during that phase of masks and like I didn't see her face for probably a whole year. But in the
Yeah.
whole time, because she will, like in the beginning, she did amazing. And then something sidetracked her and then, you know, kind of lost her motivation. And then she was like, I need a break. And then she came back and then left. And it's that back and forth. Well, she's back right now, trying to get her to do some hypnotherapy because she really could benefit from it. But I've listened to her for the past 4 years talk about all of the trauma and drama in her life.
Yeah.
And it's constant. And she came in this week and she's just complaining about everything that's going on that's out of control with her kids. And I'm stressed and I ate and I'm up however many pounds.
Yeah. Not my fault. My life is shitty or whatever. Yeah.
And I'm like, what if it's the story that you're telling? It's one kid in particular that she's
Mhm.
really, really, she feels like a prisoner in her own home. So I'm listening to her and I'm, talking about you got to change your story, but it's true. And it's like, yeah, but what do you want? What do you
Yeah.
want? Because it's one trauma to the next, to the next. And I was more direct with her this week than
Mhm.
I think I have been, but I think she made a connection because it wasn't a hypnotherapy session. That's what she needs.
Yeah.
It was just a coaching session during her weigh-in
Mhm.
because she knows what I do. What we focus on, we get more of. And she is an exaggerated example of that.
Yeah.
But I have witnessed her point of attraction for 4 years. And all of these things, all of these stories have the same thing in common. And it's her being a victim.
Victim. Yeah.
Hmm.
Sometimes I think I have a client that does this too, where she is expecting everything external to her
Hmm.
to be perfect in
Hmm.
order for her to be able to focus on herself. But the
Oh,
problem
hmm,
that it's never going to be perfect
never.
because she'll find a situation that somehow affects her even remotely so that she doesn't have to change.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, it's like, oh my goodness, my neighbors, sisters, cousins, dog was in an accident. Like, okay, but this is not a reason to maybe pull back on your goals.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
like a lot of things, every single tiny thing she brings to be something that is so impactful for her in a negative way, so
Hmm.
that she has a reason to avoid doing the work.
Hmm. Yeah.
And that's where the the key is like, how much do we want to give power to things that are external to us?
Yeah. And where's our gratitude? What are we
Mhm.
thankful for? Every single one of us has things, circumstances, events in our lives
Yeah.
that we could use as an excuse to not show up.
Yeah, it's true.
What do we want?
Yeah.
What are we grateful for? Because I guarantee you, we have a lot more to be grateful for
Yeah,
than we have to be upset with.
absolutely.
Even when we don't, because sitting in my apartment, I
Hmm.
I did really have more going against me than for me. But
Yeah.
you too can turn it around with giving thanks for a couple of forks
Yeah,
and feeling complete and utter gratification for something that's tiny and insignificant, because it's
exactly.
all about the feeling.
Exactly.
Mhm. And with that, I think we're out of time.
Wow.
Wow.
I knew this was going to be a good call.
Yeah. And quick, as always.
I know.
But thank you, Sandra. I appreciate this so much. And thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next Thursday on the Happy Half Hour. Bye.
Bye.